Hi, welcome to the last matchup of day 3, I believe. Team Patches versus Team, I believe, wait, hold up. What was it? Iron Thorns. Okay, Iron
Iron
Thorns.
Thorns, yeah.
Yes.
Iron Thorns versus Fat Chuds. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Sin, for those who weren't here with us earlier, and this is Nickel.
Yep, I am Kaneko. You have probably seen me before during the CH4 versus Risk Takers matchup if you were watching it. We're about to commentate for this last matchup. We're gonna give our best, our very, very best to finish things off in the third day in the best way possible.
Indeed. Honestly, I'm so hyped. This is last matchup. We have
Mhm.
I've seen both of these teams are not new to the competitive scene. That we've seen them around several community tournaments before.
Yes.
Uh, what do you think about this matchup? Do you think it's pretty even? You think it's one like not as even?
I'd
What do you think?
say I do think it's pretty even. I have seen Team Iron Thorns of these players before too, and from Fat Shots as well. I have even commentated for matches for both of the team's members. I'm not quite sure if it's every single one. I do think Iron Thorns suffered a few member changes. I'm not quite sure if Fat Shots is the same, but definitely I'm very very excited, and I do think the results will be pretty equalized.
I have to agree with you then. I'm glad we have the same thought process here.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it does seem like we're gonna go. I don't remember if you did say that we were gonna be in Arms Factory, but
Mm-hmm.
it does seem we're gonna be in Arms Factory for
Oh
round one.
yes. I did not say anything about it. It was Team Thorns banning two maps. They banned Moonlit and Darkwoods, and Fat Shreds decided to pick Arms Factory. They're having Team Iron Thorns go their Hunter first, so they're going against Team Fat Shreds Survivors. Arms Factory is a very unusual map in round one. You usually go with bigger maps or maps that benefit more the Hunters. Arms Factory is just, I do say it's more valuable for the Survivors than the Hunter, which can be harder to get those 4Ks or 3Ks to get your point advantage from the Hunter side.
Yes, I will have to agree with you with that. It seems like they're gonna also ban that Seer and Mechanic. We will not be seeing them, and the Archer. We will not be seeing them in this round or this first half. They do end up picking a Gravekeeper and Enchantress. We have gone over this before. Gravekeeper is pretty solid at rescuing. And they also just, well, I don't know. What do you think they're anticipating here? Because the Gravekeeper is, I mean, one of the top survivor rescuers right now. They have also the Enchantress and now a Magician. Pretty good characters here. What do you think with this insight so far that you think they're like kind of expecting for?
I mean, they're probably expecting a mate to Hunter. I do say Ivy, for example, Qwist are the most viable ones in here. Goatman's kind of hard to cage within all those walls. And I say Opera Singer is also really hard. You don't have confined space. Usually brings a trump card. Therefore, it might be hard to dash in this map with no presence. I mean, with a cape, you probably can do a lot more, but with no cape, but doing chasing the first survivor, you might have as fast as down as you were expecting. So definitely, they're probably expecting either Ivy or a Qist. Maybe a dentist. I'm not sure how dentist goes in this map. Also, looking at the rest of the bands, they banned the 100 banned Matador out of without support, and they decide to pick Garner as another sub rescuer. I do think a triple tide strategy is pretty valuable in here. I mean, you can bring Tide Turtle on both a Great Keeper, Magician, and Garner, and you see that all the time in round 1.
Well, a lot more insight. It's been a while since I've commentated with you, if I'm being honest, but you have a lot of good insight here. There's nothing for me to say.
I tend to, yeah, pour a little bit.
No,
over.
no. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. That's okay. You have better insight, and I mean, you're more not experienced, but definitely enjoy comp, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes, I do. I mean, I'm the pro comp addict. Anyways, we're having a dentist, exactly. As I was mentioning him earlier, he's the one character I actually do not know how well he does in here, but he does chip through the walls. He can just place his small wall of his own with lights, I believe, just for the lenses to go through. I'm not sure how it's called, but he can chip through walls, trust me.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically saying that that's literally his ability. Not to
Exactly.
mention that one wall that he can see things. I don't know the ability names by heart. Uh, they definitely are in that. Well, let me rewind, restart.
Yes.
That wall ability that he has, where he can get survivors to not walk back through it, is definitely really crucial
Mhm.
and annoying to go against, especially if you're trying to double back. And there's already a lot of walls in this area, so maybe if you like go into a wall and he corners you, you're kind of stuck there for like a good 3
Exactly.
seconds. So
I do agree with that. I definitely think that it's pretty strong in here, and I want to see the results that this hunter will get with him. So looking at the builds real quickly, we're having BT Foul on the Garner, we're having BT Tide on the Gravekeeper, we're having Tide Knee-Jerk on the Enchantress, and we're having BT Knee-Jerk on the Magician. They were prepared for everything. These builds are generally like, they have Foul, they have Knee-Jerk. They were generally just not expecting anything in specific. They were trying to counter everything, but Tide Turtle Enchantress is a little bit peculiar.
yeah, I don't think I would have. I mean, as you mentioned earlier, I would have probably picked like the gardener or the magician just because they have the utility for it. Not to say that that the enchantress doesn't. It's just more of like, oh, they can offer some support, like body block support, but not to say that the stuns won't be supportive enough to like delay a couple hits or even just cancel some things out completely.
Exactly. It's pretty surprising because you usually see the Titan on Garner, Magician, and instead you have a sweet build on Enchantress. I understand why you should see her with full kite in round 1, but since it's Times Factory, you kind of don't need a full kite, you're just very confident you can kite in this map. I mean, there's so many good areas. Of course, some of them got nerfed. For example, I believe the one near the gate, Blocker got nerfed. Also, Sandbags also got nerfed. Yeah, Sandbags and Blocker, both of them got nerfed. Factory is still the same as always. They never nerf Factory, although I think it's the best spawn to guide in this map. They never nerfed Factory. For some reason,
They
I'm
did
not
adjust
part of
factory a little
the.
bit. It's just the outside of
Mhm.
factory.
Yeah, it's just it doesn't do as much as the other areas really.
Indeed. Right away, we'll see that teleport from that dentist who seems to go into middle, but more likely than not, seems to might go after not the rescuer, but potentially this enchantress. That
Ooh,
is
to him. I believe the Locust Cipher, yeah, the Locust Cipher was over there, therefore she wanted to try and rotate for somewhere else. The first wall doesn't really do much, but she might be get the first hit over here with the chip. Oh, the
crazy
second
chip
chip
too. Chip.
completed! And the third
Oh my
one.
goodness.
All this position from
Crazy.
this dentist are amazing so far from this dentist. He has to try to stay away from this into stun radius, and he managed to do so, and she goes down so fast into the game.
Indeed. Oh my god. Honestly, all the ciphers are just a little bit over 30% done. It does put them in a really tight position here because the Gravekeeper is right there, so not really able to stall a lot of time. He does put a Peeper there just to like slow him down a little bit, but he's in shovel form. Enchantress does have a full 5 stack though, so it's just a matter if she's able to utilize it, considering that he does a lot of distance chip hits attacks and consistent ones too in that fact. Oh my goodness.
two chips, a double chip on both the enchanters and the Gravekeeper at the same time, and she goes down to another chip. She's not able to use the chips, the Suns at all. I mean, he's always staying outside the range. And the Gatekeeper managed to get double down. It was a pretty scary situation. They just tried to go for that too, with chips to their walls. That is just so strong at getting all those chips in the arms factory.
Indeed, and not even able to use her ability here. Um, wow, very good, literally very good util from this dentist here. Um,
Not really needing
wow,
to stay in the range. I mean, just trying to chip her from far away and it's working. They might not rescue this one. I think they're just trying to fit Tinnitus with one of the survivors. I'm not quite sure who's in factory. Let me think. It's a magician. Okay, magician's in factory trying to fit some Tinnitus. That is trying to scout the area to see if there's someone coming, but of course they're just playing it safe. They do know there's a 3-stack, but as we saw, she was not able to use any stacks at all because he just stayed outside the range and jump scaring this Great Keeper so far. Oh
that
my
jump
god.
scared me, and I wasn't in the game.
Me too. He was
Oh,
off the wall. These chips are just so perfect.
very nice util and control from this dentist. On God, I think that's not really appropriate to say, but that is, I'm so in awe about this control, and when anybody that has control with this dentist, knowing that that
Mhm.
hitbox for that ability with the chip
With the
hits is very
lenses.
finicky.
Exactly, the lenses are pretty clunky, I would say. I mean, I have played lenses myself before, but essentially on top level side, I would say, I mean, the chips have not been missing at all. Trying to chip these two survivors here, trying to double rescue, they're both scared, trying to prime this bubble. Unfortunately, she's not able to, she has to follow, and the magician's here to try and help her out. And he harmed the Gatekeeper. We saw this new magician buff. Now the two survivors do get the illusions on them after the magician rescues, but it was not the case. I mean, the Gatekeeper did not escape being scattered. And now try to chip this Garner down with all these lenses. And she goes down losing a mind game on a pallet.
This is this is a very, very hard situation right now for the survivors. The magician is the only one that's fully healed. Of course, the gardener went down, uh, trying to avoid getting stuck between the wall and the pallet area there. But it seems like we're gonna have a slug game here. He's gonna be looking for this magician, potentially just trying to go for that 4K. I mean, they do have
Yeah.
dungeon, but it is very tight considering that the magician is pretty close to this, was close to the area where the gardener was down. And the two hits back to back with the chip ability.
The lenses are just on point. Unfortunately, I don't think this one is enough for her to get him into their window. He does get overhit through it, and Garner does pick herself up. They're trying to get this one out so hard. He drops out the people who, so the magician heals up slower, and also extends his slugging time. He does find the tracks from Miss Garner. That means that he will be in close range to her very, very soon.
Indeed, she's gonna be taking her to the junkyard ruins here, which they have optimized this area to remove a couple of the best spots here, using that wall ability to see through this wall. And unfortunately, she
Oh my
doesn't last
God.
very long.
Again, these lenses just being so strong. It hasn't been missing those at all. Just to show how strong a dentist is and how you should be ranking. You should be betting him in your ranked matches. I mean, it's a tournament in round one. You cannot bet him at all. You just have to face a full strength dentist. It's so hard to carry him. It's incredible, really. And again, hitting through the
Indeed,
wand.
indeed. Oh,
Oh my
geez. And
God.
this is such a terrible situation for the survivors, but a good one for the hunter.
I don't
Fortunately,
think they're
this
getting this dungeon. I mean, the
no.
dungeon's right here. The hunter can just camp it and grab the garner as soon as he comes close by. She can only crawl. And they decide
Yep.
to surrender. They know it's impossible. They know the survivors chair near the dungeon. It's just mission impossible. They decide to, okay, we accept this 4K. We'll try to get our hunter to get the same 4K to counter it.
My goodness, what an intense first match for the first round. Oh my god, I'm so out
Indeed.
of breath, even though you're the one doing the most talking.
Don't worry, don't worry. I know you're tired. You were commenting for the previous last matchup, actually. I was resting. I was just chilling, doing my own thing. Also, I was like
No,
trying
no
to sneak
worries.
into the previous matchup. But anyways, let's talk about the two teams have been trying to fight things out in the first half of the first round. I mean, the dentist performance was just so perfect. I would say all those lenses just showing how strong dentist is a character, despite the map. Doesn't matter which map he's played in. I've seen this tournament dentist getting such good results. As long as you have your great control, great stability with dentist, you will not be as clunky as to miss your target and miss your hits.
Indeed, honestly, like there's nothing more for me to say there. That hit everything pretty spot on. This
Mm-hmm.
again, this is just propaganda for you to ban dentists in rank matches because if you don't
Exactly.
do that, you're gonna get something like this, and it's really I'm still learning
That's
how to go against him, so um
yeah.
it seems like there's a lot of like double backs and making sure that you kind of mind game the dentist a little bit because yeah, we have to take advantage of that little hitbox that he has because
Yes.
otherwise you're gonna get bam bam bam. He doesn't really have a cooldown on that, and also being able to use that ability while he has a survivor on a
Exactly.
balloon broken.
The only thing he has generally is the swing attack, the attack recovery swing. I mean, when you miss a swing, you have a small recovery. I guess it's his cooldown for the swing animations, really.
Yeah, it really is
So
just
we're
that.
already heading up to the second half pretty fast. The game making is actually going pretty fast in this one. I believe once these speed things out, since it's the very last set, and also the teams don't want to ramble too much on the 4K. I mean, the survivors would just have to do their best in the next round, and the hunter has to pick up a 4K.
Yep, to even things out and have a good tie, and honestly
Mhm.
keep up with the momentum. I think everybody's pretty much has some adrenaline kicking in with them just for how
Exactly.
intense that first match is. So, but we'll see right away a doctor and a mechanic ban. Doctor just overall good for healing. Uh
Overpowered. So
yeah.
overpowered.
I sure hope
I
she's
mean,
good for healing.
yeah, I mean, she's so overpowered right now. She can body walk. She can just relieve all the map pressure from those very strong hunters that are getting released right now. She does get countered by, for example, like Queen Bee, but for example, she does counter hard-coded QS, who's a really good hunter in here. So they're probably just probably betting on playing a character that kind of gets countered by Doctor.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so looking at
We
the
will.
rest, we having a Lanternist Ben, which is understandable because of all the support, global support she can provide to the team and also the kiting ability she has. Picking enchanters for the Harasser and first officer for the Rescuer. Now we're only having a swap on the Rescuer pick, which is the first officer and Gatekeeper. I mean, first off is also in the same standard as Gatekeeper, one of the best rescuers in the game. You can just, whatever your team is more comfortable with, so they will either pick the Gatekeeper or the first officer. If you're expecting an IV2, you would just go with first officer instead.
Indeed, we will also see that puppeteer end up being banned. Um, no, no tanky characters here. He can take multiple hits. He's just good overall as just even as a backup rescuer. But it seems like we will not be having him in this half right now.
Mhm. Picking Michaelidis and Garner. Garner is also a sub-rescuer. Last actually, this last half we didn't see Garner with Ty Turner, which is pretty unusual to me. I usually see her with a sweet build with Ty Turner. And Michaelidis, also a good sub-rescuer slash kiter. You can bring her with basically any build you want.
Mm-hmm. Um, with this lineup, what do you? I mean, aside from meta, what do you think? Because I'm not really familiar with this hunter. What do you
Hmm?
think that will be potentially played
I mean, I
here?
think Hulabalu is possible into this team comp, but I'm not quite sure if Nahana is a good Hulabalu. Ivy is also pretty good in here. From the meta side, from the off meta side, definitely you can pick up Bon Bon. Bon Bon is also pretty good in this team comp, I believe. I mean, Gargoyle to stay still against a bomb is really hard to time up that bubble, but bomb is so rare in this server. I know he's really popular in overseas tournaments, but I don't think he's very popular in the EU community.
Unfortunately, not. So any Bonbon players out there, I would love to see you play, but it. Oh,
Druid! Okay,
you
she's
see,
pretty viable in Honest Factory. It's a small map. She kind of just thrives in smaller maps.
it's a lot of map pressure, a lot of and control. Honestly, you got
Mm-hmm.
leeches everywhere. You basically just have to be in the middle, and you have a little leech
Yes,
everywhere, depending on where the survivors are. It's just gonna be a lot of pressure on these survivors. Um,
exactly. You can still chase one survivor in map pressure with a different leech. You can leech out, for example, the rescuer and apply some pressure on the survivors. They cannot deco with the rescuer after they get the rescue on the first the first chase survivor. It's just Dream Witch is so good at map crushing overall. You need a good first kite. What they definitely are looking for is a good first kite to set things off for a good result for themselves.
Indeed. We will end up seeing the Tide and the Borrow Time on this first officer, a Sui, Flywheel, and a Knee Jerk on this Enchantress, another Tide on this Meteorologist as well with Borrow Time, and not last but not least, not a Flywheel, but a Knee Jerk and a Tide on this Gardener. So no Borrow Time for her. 2 no Borrow Times, 2 with Borrow Time.
I actually agree a lot with all these builds. I'm used to seeing a harasser with full kite. It's just to increase their survivability. Also, not only for the harassment, just for the kiting. She does get chased. She'll have a very long kite, a very long lasting kite, which always with Tide Turner BTs are very usual too. And Garden with the Sui build, which is what I was talking about earlier. I always see her with the Sui build with Tide Turner, since she kind of struggles against some hunters kiting wise. Of course, the bubble will protect her early into the game, but later onto the game when the hunt is doing map pressure, she might not be able to kite for as long as she wants to.
Yep.
Okay, looking at the spawns, who do you think is gonna get chased? I think I'm betting on the Meteorologist. I might be wrong though.
I'm kind of have to agree with you with that one. I mean, Enchantress can transition into that sandbags junkyard area there, and there's a lot of walls there, a lot of like area to just, I mean, not really necessary, but just helpful to just hide that visibility here. And she has a Sui build, so I personally wouldn't want to go against her on top of the whatchamacallit, the stuns that she has. And then Meteorologist, oh,
the other choice is the first officer if she does have patroller. I mean, which is the case, but she might not want to won't go for that. I mean, going for Enchantress is fine, although she does have full kite. So it's too scary.
Well, maybe she just wanted to put a leech on her.
Oh, it's a stretch I've seen before, just placing a leech on the survivor and going for someone else. Yeah, she wants a first officer. I was like talking about the patroller that counts as first officer. Makes sense. This makes total sense, just trying to get the rescue out of the way. But she's kind of in a weird, they have triple tight third in the scene comp.
Yeah, we'll see her trying to slow down this first officer, and she gets the hit already on first hit on the first officer, even with the pocket watch being used. It's quite unfortunate.
I think she had popped out the watch a little bit earlier, not when the leech was right on top of him. I think it was a small mistake from the survivor, really. The patrol is available to be used. She might drop the patroller right now just to get or she might not really need it. Never mind, she's dropping the main body patroller. He does get patroller over here, and the main body leech should be able to reach him very, very soon. I don't think he vaults out on time. Yeah, it's impossible. The patroller bite comes through, and he goes down.
I think that was a good call for the Dream Witch, honestly, just to avoid any delay on getting him down. We'll be leeching him and sharing him here in this little corner of lockers. The main... I'm trying to tell which
that's
one
a leech.
Yeah, that's a leech.
The Enchantress leech. Yeah, that's Enchantress leech. It's fresh in the middle cipher right now. Yep. Mitchell is using her cloud over here, very smart, not to get stuffed out, not get caught too early, trying to get the tear shop over here and catch her off guard, although she managed to react to it, and she might go double down here.
She gets the hit on her. This first officer had used pocket watch, so it doesn't seem like she's gonna go after him. We're just gonna wait for this meteorologist to go down. Is that the gardener there? Yeah, gardener's there. We'll see that new trait in action too, where after you pop a cipher, you get a little bubble for like 3 seconds.
Yes, indeed. It doesn't really matter in this situation, but it's good to see the new persona buffs. He goes down to his own leech, which is a good thing for the survivors, and she decides to pick up the meteorologist who was in the middle of this map, trying to help the gardener pop the middle cipher. I mean, of course, you have to worry about popping the middle cipher since it's Dream Witch, and she can just so easily pressure the middle one.
Indeed, there is 2 middle ones, so Chantra's gonna go for this. Yeah.
Okay, so gets the rescue off is a pretty safe one. I think they're trying to get Garnet to rescue the first officer. He does have a very long turret time, but there's a trait stop to blink and Garnet is down the meteorologist, who goes down to a chair. Another time, the meteorologist is trying to harass a little bit for this meteorologist, but I think the Dream Witch will drag her away.
It seems like this gardener was lagging a little bit to make this rescue, so now things is pushing a little close, but however, the Dream Witch wasn't on her leech at that moment. So they got that free rescue, essentially.
That's great. I mean, the health states are pretty deteriorating. I mean, I think the first one is trying to get the rescue on the Metrology with the tight turner right now. I mean, he's gonna go down, doesn't matter what, and the Metrology also goes down to her own leech. This is just a very bad position for these survivors.
Unfortunately, yeah, they have a cipher here in the middle that has about 83% done. There's another one that has 64. They're still missing two more. They do have some started, one at 45 and one at 9%, but it's still, they're all kind of scattered here. They need to be completed.
Exactly, it's not enough. I don't think it's enough for them to get a result. And the Metrology is trying to heal herself with the cloud. If this room is not too careful, she'll be picking herself up. I do think it's
She left.
possible, yeah, the cloud's almost killing her up. The drone is kind of too distracted. She
Yeah, and
left
she doesn't
her.
have a reach.
Yeah. Trying to reach the two survivors in the middle, trying to heal up. I don't know if the new trait, the no percent buff, is actually getting into play, and if the enchanters will get healed over the time. Let's wait and see if that will happen. I mean, there is not really a bar we can see. I don't think there is a. I don't think she has a trait. No, she doesn't
I
have a
don't think
trait.
either of them have the trait.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they don't have the trait where you can, if there's like 30, less than 30% left, that'll heal on its own. But
Oh
unfortunately, the
boy.
enchantress will go down here to the main body and will be chaired here real shortly, forcing the gardener to go rescue. The meteorologist finishing the cipher at sandbags. Kind of finishing up these ciphers, I won't lie.
They are indeed catching up, but there's still Wool Cipher missing. And Michelle is trying to get the cipher decoded, but unfortunately Dreamwitch does leech her out. And this Bleach does have a blink available, so she might go down pretty fast. No items, nothing to blink predict. Trying to break the spell over here. Maybe not wanting to waste a blink so far. Probably doesn't need it. The guard is trying to get the rescue and trying to not farm her out. But, oh, she managed to escape and she managed to get a hit on the gardener. Okay, that was a great rescue. I mean, no farms and enchantress wants to have her rebound.
Seems like she's headed forward for the meteorologist, actually, trying to get the leech on her and potentially just get her down. I mean, she is dead on chair. She has no items. She has tied, so she can't really do much with this area or use anything to kite. And here she goes down with the
The
blink.
blink, nothing available. She doesn't have any flow in her items. You just a kind of death position for her. She couldn't do much
And
to prevent that blink.
that was a nice try for her, but unfortunately, it was just not her time, and she will be going back to the manor, leaving the gardener and the enchantress at half health and on their own to survive.
They're trying to get a win out. I mean, for their team to get a round win, they need the one escape at least. We're seeing the Enchantress with 3 stacks already over here. There's a lead getting sent to her. The main body should be approaching very soon to get this Enchantress down. I don't think she's able to kite for a bull cipher and a little bit more.
No, she does have a 3 stack, but I don't not yeah, as you said, I don't think that's gonna be much for her. This dream is just gonna block her from the window, vaulting the window, but she does use that 3 stack on the leech.
Very
Wow.
good. I mean, even though she blocked off the window, she was still able to go around with the 3 stack. Very good timing on the 3 stack. If I was still available for her to use, if she does have to kite for a little bit longer. Dream was just trying to map pressure a little bit and get to the cipher with the Garnet decoding it, who managed to pop the cipher on time.
Enchantress is currently working on removing her potentially moving her own leech. Her leech is right next to her almost. So now it's just a matter of just working on getting the survivors down and slugged. I'm sure that's the plan. They don't. Hopefully they know where Dungeon is. Dungeon was right there where the gardener just ran away from. So it's just
Yeah, they likely have communicated with each other about it. I mean, it's Drum Witch. It's really hard to get a win out against a Drum Witch. The bubble does pop in time. It's a prime bubble. Very lucky for this Garnet. She's able to cut for a little bit longer. Drum Witch has probably to use this blink on this. Another blink from this Drum Witch. We're gonna see it very soon. No, had to get away, but unfortunately, it gets StarStruck. The blink's not able to do anything. Actually, the blink is not able to be used.
that is quite unfortunate, but that was still a nice attempt nonetheless from the gardener. The Dream Witch does know where the Enchantress is currently because of that cipher being worked on, so she's already headed over there, gonna chair the gardener, and then now going to go after this Enchantress.
Exactly. Salasai from Wiggling knows where the Hinders is confident the Intra will not be kiting out a blink with a leech with the blink. There's Fel, there's Knee-Jerk, there's no stacks of course, but she can still farm some if she's able to blink to blink predict actually. But let's see if the Intra can do something about it.
We still have a whole tear to go kite against, and honestly, it looks like she's gonna get sandwiched right here.
Well, if
Ooh,
I was using
premature flywheel.
unfortunately. Yeah, pretty premature one. I
A
would
little less.
say where do you think the survivors went wrong actually? It was a pretty good matchup so far, but I think the first officer maybe went down too fast. I think getting the free hit through the watch was kind of detrimental for their health states so early into the match. And also, Druids did amazing on map pressuring. I mean, just applying a leech so early into the game on the Enchantress and making sure that she was pressuring the middle cipher. It was amazing.
It literally was. I just think they just attempted a little miscalculation there with that pocket watch. They probably would have been in a different situation. And honestly, I've been there, done that. It's just
Mhm.
it's literally just what happens. But nonetheless, are at a current tie situation here. No one wins the round. Everybody is at 5-5. And really head to head, and I'm really excited to see what they have in store next here in this next round.
Exactly. I mean, 5-5 being so tied up. The Granny's a round three for us. Woohoo, yippee. I guess we're gonna see more of this matchup. These teams have been very equalized, which what I was actually talking about that earlier, before even the set started. I did think the Hunters were pretty equalized, and the Service would just be the difference maker. Usually that's how it goes when the Hunters are so strong. The Service have to be them difference makers and show they're also very strong and they can defeat the odds against these how they put this demons really. I mean they're very good. They're so good. I feel like I could never go against them.
No, I will have to agree here with. I will have to agree with you here. Honestly, I'm thinking myself in this position. I'm just like, I know I would have been in that first
Exactly.
officer's position. If I'm being completely honest, I've seen it. I've been there, done that. Um, it's and
Exactly.
then just that dentist with their precise
I love
chip.
this.
It's honestly,
Yes.
I'm like, these hunters are insane, and honestly, the survivors are fighting with their lives here. They're just being toyed with
Exactly.
like food. Um,
They're putting up such a good fight, I would say so. They have been
yes, and
doing
I will have to
amazing.
agree.
I would say that the Enchantress was good on keeping herself alive. I would just commend the Enchantress for her kite. Her kiting abilities were pretty good against the Druid. Also, the Garner getting the tail path through. Unfortunately, she didn't get much distance from that, but she still went for a good strategy. I understand how she path to the window, trying to get a longer kiting and just trying to kite out maybe the blink and whatsoever. But unfortunately, it was not enough. I did say that also in this match, I think the rescues were pretty good. The Gatekeeper managed to get double down. I really thought he was getting double down, but he was and managed to sidestep the last chip. I think it was amazing.
It was honestly shout out to
Mhm.
those who went to rescue. Those were some pretty intense rescue situations there.
Yes,
Um, I didn't even know if that first officer was gonna make that rescue with that meteorologist, and I was like, I was looking at the
Mhm.
countdown. I'm like 5, 4, 3, and then try not to like delay it any longer or avoid a terror shock or accidentally run out of Tide Turner because he already was hit.
exactly.
Um, so
Yes,
great.
also trying to the one rescue from the garden against I mean the Dream Witch when she was rescuing the Enchantress. Not farming the Enchantress was so good. It was a perfect rescue from the gardener too. I would say the survivors were fighting so hard, but the hunters were just so on point with the map pressure, with getting those fast downs and also getting the how they put this no rebounds. There were generally just no rebounds from very often from the survivors. Only the later
Mm,
on when we had like two survivors alive, we saw some great plays from these survivors. Of course, they were just trying to get the one out, but just very unfortunate they were not able to. The hunters were great at trying to stop it out. There's a really good display of how their skills, I would say, from both sides.
indeed, I will have to agree with you here. Um, Man, I'm just kind of like at a loss for words. I'm like, oh my god, there's so much is happening, and it's so fun to see all these
It's so
teams play.
exciting. It's just so exciting. I mean, I
It
was
is.
expecting it to be a good matchup already. Like looking at the teams and looking at the players overall, like looking at their users, I did think it will be a pretty exciting matchup. Just a pretty equalized one, and they will not be losing without I mean, the team would actually end up losing. They will not lose without a fight. They would actually the team will be winning too. They will not be winning without a fight either. I mean, it will be not a very easy matchup for neither side.
They are going blood, sweat, and tears into this matchup, but they're going to fight with all they got here, and nonetheless, this is round 2 at Sacred Heart Hospital.
Ooh, Sacred Hospital in the round two. Maybe they saw how is this? I was like talking about how the hunters were so strong. I just maybe they were fearing those hunters decided to go with survivor side map. Really, I think.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the
Mm-hmm.
chat real quick. Oh, what I missed what was said.
Mm-hmm. I was saying maybe they saw like the hunters were so good, like they heard me talking about like how good the hunters were and how scary they were to face, and decided, okay, let's go with the survivor sided map instead.
Oh, I kind of forgot that
Mm-hmm.
Sacred Heart is a little bit of a survivor-sided map, but they
Yes.
are gonna make the Fat Choots Hunter go first. Even
Hmm.
though they
We
just
already
played.
saw. Yes. We just saw the Hunter play, which is very surprising they're sending the Hunter again. I'm pretty excited to see what they have to bring to the table. I mean, the Eldamate is available. Dreamwood is also, how do I put this? She's off makeup at the same time. She's still very strong in the right maps. There are a few players who are very well known for playing Dreamwitch, and they can just make her work pretty much every time they give in a good map for her. She's still not to be underestimated.
Indeed, yeah. We will not be seeing the stream much here, obviously. She is no longer playable
Mhm.
in this matchup. Uh, Also to just recap, the first officer, the enchantress, the meteorologist, and the gardener will not be played anymore in this matchup as well for the survivors of Iron Thorns.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
we'll just go into it. I mean,
Yeah, let's just start things off with the round two picks and bans for the first half. We're having Team Arthur and Survivors versus Team Fat Chess Hunter. The teams are pretty tied up. I mean, the fight's 5-5. Anything goes right now. The Stars are trying to get a good result over here. It's Hospital. We kind of just want to get the result with your Survivor side. In the first bends we're seeing through, we're having Mechanic and Gravekeeper. I mean, Mechanic is just a Cypher style character, can bot body block, can just decode a Cypher even on the chair if you choose to leave the bot out. And in Hospital, she's just so strong in the middle spawn.
indeed, and then just Gravekeeper in general, he's just kind of annoying to go against, and I mean that shovel gives him a boost, that mild stun, if that you won't even call it that. Push away the hunter, or to be able to get that instant speed boost of rescuing, or like movement speed. I kind of forgot the word for it. Just solid all around, and obviously they don't have that first officer, but I guess they'll make up for it with that puppeteer pick.
Yes. Also, banning the Goatman, I mean, it's not to be underestimated as well. If they're not confident going against the Goatman, they will be banning him. And if they're suspecting a Goatman pick from the Hunter they're facing, definitely I agree on banning it. Just picking Lanternus and Magician for the other two bans. I mean, Lanternus is very strong support overall, doesn't want to deal with a gate opening faster at the end game. He doesn't want to chase the Lanternist. Also, Magician is a very strong rescuer slash sub rescuer slash kiter. And picking Puppeteer as a tanky survivor for Sub-Rescue maybe, Anti-Crane for the Harasser, Psychology for that one, healing across the map, and also extra health on this whole team.
And it seems like they're gonna pick Lucky Guy for their final survivor. Pretty squishy, 50-50, in my opinion, but I mean, maybe you have a better insight on that.
I just call him the Jack of all trades. He can work against any hunter, any team comp. Doesn't matter where he goes, he can pretty much just deal with it. I would say. I
I
mean,
really,
especially with the new Persona buff, you saw like the Persona buff, you can open the chest while you're kiting. He kind of benefits from that a lot.
oh, it seems that it wasn't a pick on purpose
Oh,
here.
okay, it was not to pick on purpose. They might have wanted a rescuer, so they were asking for a restart. Okay, I kind of suspected it was a mistake because not having a rescuer. I think for a previous matchup, I think risk takers, yes, they didn't have any rescuers going on. They kind of made it work because actually they won their matchup, but it's not very usual you see that.
The stickers against CH4, and CH4 is really known for
Yes.
their how long they've been around in the competitive scene and just being overall really really tough team to go against.
Yes, Team Risk Takers actually managed to beat them through the survivors getting a one escape against CH4's Hunter in the round 2, I believe. If I recall quickly what happened. It was a pretty clutch, how they put this, a very close matchup. Very, very close one. Which is to be expected from this one too. I do think something like that will happen in one of these rounds, and that'll kind of dictate the matchup's results.
Indeed. It seems like the last pick was supposed to be Seer, so weird
Mm,
technical difficulty, but nonetheless everything will be the same. It's just now Seer is the only character that's
okay,
added and changed around.
so it's not a rescuer. I'm so surprised. There's no rescuer. Okay, they're going with this. I
I
mean, it's hospital. It's hospital. I do understand because of the map. Yes. Go ahead. You can yap all you want.
no 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 no
Okay.
no no. No. I was gonna say they might. I didn't even realize that they didn't have a rescuer because of the. I
Yeah.
for some reason had clocked in my brain that gravekeeper was a rescuer, but obviously that's a ban, so they cannot click that as a rescuer. So I'm assuming that they're gonna have that puppeteer as their rescuer and
Yes.
potentially. I didn't write down who the survivors were, but potentially have a sub rescuer
Oh,
depending
it's
on who it was.
I remember puppeteer. I remember antiquarian, a psychologist, and also it was unpicked seer. They were trying to pick up seer, so I imagined probably they have Titurner and the psychologist. I have seen her with Titurner before. Julius Sweet builds with a knee-jerk Titurner, something like that.
Mm. We'll probably go into the straight into the match probably and just pick. Well, no, we didn't have a hunter pick.
Yes, we didn't have a hunter pick yet, so we have to wait and see what the hunter will go against the steam comp. I mean, the seer is locked in; they cannot do anything to change it. I mean, they have Lucky Guy in there. Of course, they want a Lucky Guy. I find Lucky Guy very strong survivor myself. Of course, he got nerfed. Of course, he doesn't open chests as fast as he did before. But with a new persona trait, it does not matter.
Indeed, it's basically a primed chest, and I mean with
Yes,
Lucky Guy, I mean he does have a little bit of a speed boost already. Not that as much as like you said, he got a little bit nerfed there. But it's still more than the average survivor, and he can pick what item he wants. He's not guaranteed it, but he still can pick it, and most likely than not should be guaranteed.
exactly. So it's a very strong team comp, I agree, but the no rescuer might be kind of risky if they do face a very strong camper hunter. The Queen Bee is still available. She's not to be underestimating with her camping. We know Queen Bee for being a really good cure that can either chase or camp. My pressure is still a little bit something she cannot do until the later on part of the game. I mean, she can just travel across the map so fast with her bees. I do think she's a pretty valuable hunter in this team comp, knowing they have no rescuer and knowing they have a seer when the survivors picked, who gets countered by Queen Bee completely, I think. I mean, it's a chip hunter. Seer doesn't do well against chip hunters because his owl does go away with a single chip.
Mm-hmm. Guess we're just waiting for some locking in on those builds, and then we'll reveal the hunter momentarily. Um,
Mhm. I can just
yep.
talk about the other hunter I'm thinking on top of my mind. If it's meta, I do think a Qwist might be possible.
Yeah.
Ivy's kinda risky after all her nerfs. Upper Stinger is just I mean, if you're an Ivy player, you might be confident in her, but after all her nerfs, not everyone will pick her up, and Upper Stinger is hard to play in this map.
Wax
Oh,
artist.
Waxer it is. Okay, it's completely off meta. I guess this hunter is an off meta specialist.
Then you know what? That's okay. We see a little bit of variety compared to most regular
Yes.
meta plays that we see more popular in more official tournaments. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, okay, yeah, I vibe with it, and also it just depends on the area. There is a couple high walls here. The two floors there in middle are can be a little bit annoying as well. But you must be really confident to be playing Wax Artist here. Uh,
Yes. I know he does well in runes, like chasing in runes. You can just block off the window. The god window
mhm.
that's in there is so annoying for hunters. Waxers can just block it off. Doesn't matter if he has presence or not. Can just shoot wax in that window, and you're kind of stuck in that area. Like, I know he's really good chasing runes. Over everywhere else, I think he's kind of hard, especially in the middle hospital. He managed to transition there. Waxer cannot really do much. Generally, he gets cut off by everything.
Indeed, yeah. It's just you just have to have a lot of guts and uh guts of steel essentially just to be able to play him here. So I have faith. If you decided to play Wax Artist on this map, then you have the confidence. There's sometimes I used to be a Wax main, so this just
I
shows
also
to show that he's
know
not that hard to
that,
play. But
yes, I also know that this team comps actually pretty good into it's pretty weak into Wax Artists. I mean, the opposite.
yeah.
It is completely countered by Wax Art. It's really hard to time your Undaunted against Wax. I can just bait you out or just make sure he waxes you up, waits out for the Lewis and get a regular hit on you. It's really hard to time your Lewis and get to the Undaunted. And T-Corin she gets waxing herself by stunning the Hunter. Stunners against Waxer is really hard to play. You get punished by stunning him. Seer does not work against Hot Wax. I mean, his owl does not do anything against Hot Wax. He still gets injured through the owl. And Psychologist is just classic. Feeds him presence, gives him Hot Wax a lot faster, and Hot Wax is one trait you don't want to face.
We did see 3 ties in here. I think we saw a one that doesn't have BT. I wasn't looking completely. I should have.
Me too. I was just
But
way too focused on analyzing the matchups with these survivors with the Hunter. I was not really looking at it.
You know what? That makes us all the more interesting, and all with all being said and done. But nonetheless, we'll see. Probably this Wax Artist go after this. He's trying to what?
Just maybe I'm actually not sure what what that actually did, but he was shooting some wax and trying to spot out where the psychologist was, I imagine. Okay, blocking this window is exactly what I was talking about. Can you just block the windows of the wax, doesn't matter. He does have peepers to slow down the seer. It would just be on his tracks. He does have the insolence only. Insolence only Wax Artist. No detention. Only insolence.
You know what? Okay, you know what? I like to see new different builds, and especially when they don't have any detent. But oh my god!
He got a very early hit with the peeper on the area. I don't think this year was expecting peepers, and also he was not able to use owl on time. I'm not sure if it returned to him. Maybe it didn't return to him on time, something like that. Because I do think you can time your owl when the Wexard is trying to shoot you. I mean, I have done that before in ranked matches. So I do think, unless the owl was not back yet, it was just a mistiming on the owl.
Indeed, we do have ciphers that are about a little over 60% done. One at 80, one at 670 actually. He's trying to wax that cipher, but he missed earlier. He does succeed the second time. There's no psychologist can no longer wax. It's about what 2 hits before full presence actually.
Yes. I mean, with insolence, the full presence just comes so much faster. Dropping a peeper, try and locate the survivor. He does know there's a puppeteer up there. I don't think he wants to get the rescue.
No, such an early down, but unfortunately. Oh wait, just delaying the rescue actually.
Let's see, he doesn't time the Undaunted properly. He'll be hit over here with the full health one. And he does not get double down, which is fortunate for a Puppeteer. I mean, a Puppeteer is very hard to double down Puppeteer. And he does not have a full presence yet, so he can only wait for this owl to go out and just down the seer right now. Yeah.
Unfortunate. The Wax Artist had this entire area waxed out. He was not able to vault to avoid the hit, but I feel like even then it would have just terror shocked him, even though he had tied.
Exactly. I mean, just waxing off the wall kiting areas he was trying to head to. Unfortunately, he was not able to do much, but wait out for the owl to run out and meet his demise, which is getting sent back to Manor.
He was gonna go after this antiquarian here that's by this little dungeon area here, the ruins as they call it.
Oh my god.
Man, this Wax Artist, yeah, this is one of those things. If this Wax Artist is confident playing on this map, then I see no reason to doubt his skills on it here.
Exactly. Like, as long as you have the capability to wax everything up, and this is her stun. She tries to follow, but unfortunately doesn't do anything. She tries to stun this hunter again with the hot wax. It counters her completely, and she goes down with just a hot wax alone. Just very, very sad.
Very
That's the
sad.
trait I'll tell you. I
Yeah.
get how they put this. I hate facing hot wax when I'm a survivor. It's really hard. Like, you cannot do much unless you time your flywheel properly. You just you cannot do much. You go down. Doesn't
And,
matter.
and if you don't have flywheel, well then good luck because you're going down no
Exactly.
matter what.
Hot wax again, gonna get an injury on the psychologist, and probably just gonna shoot some wax on the antiquarian. She just tried to stun him. It does not do anything. Unfortunately, she's not able to escape this wax art. She goes down again.
Yep, she's in the far corner of this map. It feels like they're just gonna probably end up just selling her potentially. I mean, Wax Artist does trigger the stress for Psychologist, so she is fully health, but he has full presence and is rescuing against a hot wax with no tide and essentially no other ability that you can do to use
Yes.
to distract him from using it is just basically impossible, especially if you do that trick with the wax artist who just hits you and then uses hot wax and then hits you after waxing you to 100. So this is
Mhm.
gonna probably be a sell here.
The
Ooh.
insolence with this Oxford was just so strong. I understand the bill like insolence only. It's kind of funny looking. Though he probably has different traits that kind of just benefit him more for not getting to detention period. Which is kind of the case right now. We're not seeing probably the gates getting open. They only have two survivors alive, and this puppeteer doesn't have any Lewis to be used.
Not a single Lubis to be used, and also they're still missing two ciphers to be popped. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there is a cipher that is just about close to 75% done. There's two ciphers that are almost 50% done. So it's just a matter of just getting those ciphers popped and ready, but they might try to go for a one escape here.
Yes, it's the only thing they can really do. The window gets walked off in this area. The Bicycle does not have the firewall to try and follow the hot wax. Unfortunately, she goes down over here, I believe. Yeah, the hot wax does a trick. And never mind, she jukes it. She dukes the wax artist. I don't think she can do much because this window is still locked. Yeah.
But yeah.
Delaying it down for like a few seconds, it's still inevitable because there's no pallet, there's no window. Zero was cutting the zero very early on into the game. I do think the matter mistake from the survivor side was just really just putting him so much presence so early into the game. I mean, the seer went down so fast, and also the puppeteer took two hits. I believe no, it was not two hits. It was only one hit actually. It was only one hit, but still not enough when the Waxard has insolence.
Indeed. This puppeteer is just waiting on the dungeon, unsure if thinking that they'll survive before the psychologist is off on back into the manor. This is just kind of like an unfortunate situation here because I mean you got this all this time, but they have no Lewis to use.
And there's the peeper to locate him. He did have tinnitus, so he knew he was around this area. There's the place the wax bomb too, just to see he gets some marks on his puppeteer. And unfortunately, he goes down, and that's a 4K from the wax artist in hospital.
Good gameplay, honestly.
Extremely good feat. I mean, you don't always see a wax artist getting a 4K in hospital for all maps. It's a rough map for wax artists. It's known for being pretty bad actually too if you get in hospital. But in this case, none of the survivors was able to kite in hospital, so we didn't have much issues.
Yeah, I have to agree with you with that. It's just really unfortunate just here. Um, couldn't utilize the hospital to the best way, and I feel like that would have changed the trajectory of the game if they did. But unfortunately, as you said, they were not able to. And a lot of it was just um
I believe this year hit the first owl. Like if he did use the owl when he got waxed off by the wax artist into the first kite, he was able to get in hospital this kite for so much longer. Unfortunately, that was not the case, and kind of just brought the downfall for the survivor side.
indeed. Um, well, we have a currently 10 to 5 in the favor of Fat
Mm-hmm.
Chuds. To keep this tie going, I mean, Iron Thorn's Hunter is gonna have to also get a 4K here. Um,
Yes, which
we will
is
not be able to see the dentist of being played from him,
mhm.
obviously, because they already played him. So, uh, just a matter of what do we think we'll see here?
I mean, it's very difficult to get the 4K in hospital with any other hunter. It's you kind of have to go either off meta or you have to. And I mean, the meta doesn't really work in here as well. Although Queen Bee and QS can still do something.
Maybe we'll see
Mm-hmm.
a twist. Well, I guess it just depends on the comp that the survivors end up playing.
Yes, it depends on the comp. I mean, if the service have a very QS counter comp, they probably would not. The Sun probably would not be going the QS if they have a very how they put this, tanky, but if they have a rough team comp for Queen Bee, like good rescuers, they have like a how they put this. I do not remember either goal bends, but if they have, for example, wait, this team played first officer, right? No, they were not first officer. They were the Gatekeeper. Okay, I remember. They were the Gatekeeper. So if they play, for example, like first officer, aeroplanist, something strong like puppeteer, probably you don't want to go Queen Bee because it's such a tanky team, and also they can get the rescues no matter what. You're not stuffing those rescues, and they probably have good survivability later on to the game, and also it's hospital.
Indeed, maybe we'll see some actual like in hospital gameplay and kiting.
Also, like maybe just off meta. I do hope it's off meta.
Off meta to keep the trend going.
I do hope on that. I do have some hopes and prayers. I know Peller is really good in here. Also, again, Bon's good in here, but we're likely not seeing Bon. Bon was just not any use favorites.
Oh, if only. I mean, someone signed the two people that I know that played Bon, Yo7 and Ken. If y'all are out there somewhere, probably not. Hit us up, bro. Hit us up. Come play this tourney just for fun. Play this Bon. But nonetheless, we'll get started. Round 2, second half.
This other is a 4K just to tie things around the second half of this round. Looking at Benz, we're having Mechanic and Seer. Probably that kind of just reminds me of a single head hunter, like not a chip hunter, because Queen Bee kind of counters a Seer. And banning Goatman.
Pretty respectable ban. They do not want to see him, even if the hunter does happen to play him. But we will never know because they don't want to play. They don't want to play against him.
We're seeing Embalmer and first officer picks. Embalmer in hospital is a very common pick. I mean, you just place the coffin upstairs and in the main building and get himself away from it very, very fast. I mean, this hospital is very easy to transition if you do have the knee-jerk speed boost. And likely, I mean, they're going for the tie, and Embalmer is going for getting the ties gone because nobody has to rescue. Like, you just buy time for the Cypher Rush, and nobody has to do the first rescue or the second rescue. Depends on what the team tries to go for.
Indeed, and even better is when they chair the Embalmer in the basement, which I doubt anybody ever actually likes to do, but when they do, it's like pro
They
gameplay
do.
here.
I mean, I play Embalmer in rank, and they do that sometimes just to force the coffin. If you kind of died near the coffin and also near the basement, they'll just, even though the coffin is like right next to the basement, they'll still drag you there. Doesn't matter. So it might happen. Like we kind of might see that happen. And looking at the rest of the bands, we're having Archer and Lanternist, and for the picks we're having Doctor and Prospector. So we have a great support, two great support characters. Doctor knowing for body blocking and just relieving the map pressure across all these survivors, getting them back to their full health states, and just Prospector for the harassment. I know his harassment got nerfed and it's kind of mediocre, I would say right now. It's still annoying, I would say, for the hunter, and they will probably just bring stun reduction for this character.
Yep, I have to agree with you with that. Honestly, this is yeah, I would have to agree with you here. It is a pretty good, pretty decent comp here. Honestly, what do we think?
I mean, the Prospector and the Doctor kind of just say, okay, no QS because we have rechargeable items. We're not letting you map pressure at all. I mean, Prospector is good thing still. He can kite. His harassment got weakened, but his kiting did not. Like, his kiting is still pretty good, and full kite Prospector is still very viable and very strong. Like, only the harassment got nerfed. The kiting is definitely still fine, and against QS, if you have a rechargeable item, it's very valuable. And yes, we're not seeing any of those. We're seeing a global pick.
Yep, there's lock and loaded, seemingly. Wow, that definitely changes some things for some of the survivors because, I mean, sure they might have rechargeable items, but he does have that little red zone that just allows them to not use any util at all. So, it's just a matter if they get hit with that or not. Yeah.
I do think that they want the doctor to kite in the steam calm. Like looking at the bills, they do have two full kites on Embalmer and the doctor. Definitely want the doctor to kite. I mean, if you bring full kite in a character, you're expecting him to take the first kite. And also the BT tide on the first officer and the tide Nidrik on the prospector. Very interesting. We see tide turn in a very unusual character. I mean, prospector. You don't always see the tide turn, but also you see the full kite. I mean, bird rather. You see the full kite, and yeah, looking at the spawn too, it's close to the doctor, so I do think the doctor will be the one getting chased.
It seems like they're gonna try to get at least one person out here, especially
Yes.
with the builds and the spawns. I mean, obviously it is better to have the embalmer in middle just to get that coffin down and out of the way, or not out of the way, but you know what I mean. Um, s- the first officers spawn in a pretty basic area where most decoders, most rescuers go and
I mean,
spawn.
yeah, I mean, usually the doctor in the first office would swap because that the first office spawn is the kiter spawn usually in hospital, and the rescue spawn is the doctor's one. But they want the doctor to take kite, so it doesn't matter. If you spawn the doctor down there, you just to bait the kite for her. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. You learn something new every day. Well, me.
It's like the usual average spawn. Like you have the rescuer down and you have the kiter, like the strongest kiter on the side because it's a pretty weak spawn, I would say. And you kind of need a kiting item to loop shack, like the whole shenanigans
Mm,
trying to loop shack later on.
indeed, I see.
Mm-hmm.
I will
Okay,
get
so
into it.
heading
Yeah,
to yep, you were heading to the doctor. Okay, this makes total sense. I mean, doctor kind of does not go as well into full battle. She does get her in a red zone. She's not able to heal against him. Gets the two first colors so early into the game. This was a nice use of the first clone.
indeed. This hunter does have insolence and a trump card, so we will see him switch out of peepers, which he has currently at some point here. Probably
Mm-hmm.
to a warp or a teleport here. Gets
Oh,
that
getting
first hit on that doctor.
unfortunately missing the second reposition of the clone. Might be able to get the hit over here. He does with the red color, the red zone. She's kind of running to the hunter over here. Unfortunately, she's not able to drop a pallet on time. Does not get the pallet stun over here. She's trying to run this window. She does have an EG speed boost available, I believe. But the jump is also available. She tries to follow, but unfortunately goes down. Oh my
Oh,
god.
very quick down, but also pretty and long enough for some ciphers to get some progress on them. And we have two over 50, one about to be 50. Um, it is just
I do
forcing them right
see.
now.
I mean, the doctor went down as soon as Insulin's Prophet could think for the hula battle. He did have peepers, no other trade to get her down, so the max use of the peepers was really perfect. She was not able to drop the pallets as fast as she wanted earlier on to the game. He's trying to get some damage on this prospector. He's able to stun him over here, but he might just get the white color at the end. Yes, he's able to get the white color. Gets back on the doctor. No double down over here. That's good for the survivors. Just have to keep cypher rushing.
It is quite unfortunate because she has tight and could not heal, and no matter what, she couldn't heal because this hullabaloo keeps catching up to her pretty pretty quickly, and just overall, it just does not give her any room to like heal, whether it's just because he's on her or because this red little area that he has on his ability just doesn't allow her for her to use her ability here. Um,
Yeah, the red stage is so annoying whenever you have an ability kind of just if you stay in the close range of the hunter, you have to stand still or something like that. You just cannot use it because the red stage is gonna stop you from using your ability. Trying to head off to the new cipher, just trying to pressure the first officer cipher. They're deciding not to decode the doctor a second time. I understand she doesn't have really anything to get away from this Hulabal to play things out. Trying to spot his first officer out of the watch, and therefore she's not able to.
he's unfortunately going to take up that watch and kind of waste a little bit of time here. He does get a couple ball colors on him, but it just only a matter of time until the hullabaloo was able to hit him with the final ball here after using the watch 3 times. Obviously, he's going to be closer to his actual main body. Um,
Yeah,
taking
I
that
believe
first hit
the balls
here.
would great on just getting away from the main body. I mean, from the first officer, just to try and get those tunings out of the way. I mean, if he does not close enough to the Lebao, he cannot get the tunings off, and which was just the strategy the Lebao was going for. Using the second watch over here, it was out of cooldown. The last color is ready to be propped. The Hobal is looking in the cyber to see if there's any other progress he has to try and stop from. Doing the same thing, similar from the first officer to get the hit on him with the clone. Nice snipe.
That was a nice play right there from the Halub. Gonna see if we can get this hit on the Bomber. I mean, they have the only tide is already, well, let me rephrase that. Their second tide is on the floor, so they kind of need
Oh, that was an instant. That's such a fast down, a full kite character. I mean, still in Balmer at the end of the day, he does not have any items to kite with. He does have the coffin. If he does get basement over here, he's gonna force the coffin out. I'm not sure if the Hubal wants to do that. Just dropping him, slugging him, dropping a peeper down so he does he'll slow there, and trying to spot this first officer. He does have clones to try and spot him out. He really wants to. Will he use them? Does he need them?
he definitely.
No, there's a track. Oh my god, there was a track of the first officer. I even saw them too.
He doesn't have any more items either, so it's not like, even if he wanted to use them, there was not like he could. And here he goes down again. He did use his own self heal here. But they are at one cipher left here.
The Hubal does note the perspective to try to heal them Balmer because of the peeper placed down over there. It's very, very unfortunate how he's already on the Prospector's tracks and the first does not have self heal. And Balmer does have it, but he does not want to prop it.
We'll see if that's a smart decision or not, but it's so far. Oh, actually, it might work out for them because the Prospector was able to loop around and get that heal off of him. Doing a back and forth here in the pallet area.
Trying to get his Prospector down. There's only one color remaining, which is a red stage. Let's see if we can get the grid stun over here.
Oh.
And there.
This is a very tight situation because now the only other person that is. Oh, jeez. It's all happening way so quick. Oh, connect. Think about the comment. I don't know if I'm the only one that's autos the looper.
Let's just try and stop you with his no attack recovery. Oh my god. Malefic cut off for a second. I was talking about like how in Balmer is really hard to get your coffin off. Like ICP. Hello can just pick you up and drop you if he doesn't want you to do the coffin. Oh my god.
Oh, no, you're good, you're good. I was gonna say that, but I was like, oh.
Like, I mean, I'm a Hubal, I'm not a Hubal, I'm like actually an Embalmer player, so I'm used to those like niche situations with Embalmer. And like my wife I just cut off. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, it's okay. I was just like, oh no, I hope Connect was okay. I was more thrown off. I was like, oh, do I have to commentate by myself now?
No. My wife is just how do you put this? It looks like I'm in a Minotaur country. I'm not, but like. Oh, the Embalmer goes down before he gets the rescue off. And no, there's self-heal on him. There's no self-heal on the first officer. He's gonna get slugged out. He does pursue out the first officer trying to crawl for the dungeon in this corner, the T corner. Unfortunately, he's not able to get it, I'm pretty sure. I mean, this the second chair over here just can pick him up and, oh, the first jump was a miss, but the second jump was perfectly fine. That's funny.
That'll be another 4K in the books. Keeping us tied in and keeping us on our toes between Iron Thorns and Fat Chuds, guys. Holy 4K after 4K. Honestly, we're gonna go in overtime, huh?
I mean, if things keep going like this, in round 3 we get 2 other 4Ks, we definitely get in that overtime. We're gonna see who gets a faster 4K.
Honestly, yeah, that'll probably end up being the case.
Overtime in the tournaments? Like, I mean, I don't think we have seen any other overtime within all these matchups we have had so far.
Nope, we have seen a couple 3Ks, or not 3Ks, 3 rounds, but we haven't seen a overtime yet where we had to go into the scenario.
It's just so surprising. I mean, the host actually asleep right now, so we have to deal with it ourselves and like make up. I mean, we have to deal with the overtime rules, and I mean, I do know the overtime rules from the official tournaments. I'm not quite sure if we're working with those too, but if we are, I can just help that. I don't mind helping out with that.
This is why we appreciate and love Koneko here, our pro competitive scene commentator, and while I'm here being a chud, a little chudling here.
No, I'm just like I'm just a competent. I'm way too ridiculous to comp.
No, it's okay. I love that. I love that. We needed someone to balance out the the awkwardness and the
I
uneducated.
talk basically I talk about the meta. I cannot talk about anything else. Everything else people have to help me out. I do not know. Just don't
No,
ask me about anything else with the meta. I do not know. That's pretty much
that's
it.
okay.
So
That
we're
is okay.
heading off. I think our turns has to bend the map right now, and Team Fatras will be the ones picking up a map. Maybe we'll see Darkwoods. I know Dark was a popular round 3 round like overtime map for these teams. Maybe they'll pick it up. I like seeing them Darkwoods. I know some people hate it. I am one of those people that actually like Darkwoods.
I don't actually have an opinion personally. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like thinking about it right now. I'm just trying to like I'm contemplating. Will come back to me in like 7 days. So this was kind of like, mm,
I like it. I mean, there's some hunters do really well in there, so hunter mains cannot struggle as much. I mean, for example, Gamekeeper can do pretty fine in there, I believe. Geisha can also do pretty fine over there. QS can do fine over there. Waxers can also do fine over there. Bootman can also do fine over there. Ivy can also do fine over there. There is so many hunters can actually do fine in that map, so yeah, there's not
indeed.
much of an issue. And also, for the survivor side, you just have to be careful with their sniper layouts. That's pretty much everything you have to do. There are some pretty strong hiding areas, like the trees areas, that the house, the big house. How do you call it? Hunter's cottage. You call it Hunter's cottage? I do not know. Hunter's
Yeah.
house. I
Shack,
don't know.
Hunter's cottage, Dunker's house, two-story house or whatever.
Yes,
Um,
the house with the fireplace, the very pretty fireplace. I always look at when I'm kiting.
near log, something like that. Um, you know what, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing actually a Dark Woods. Now you talked about it. I would be.
I want to see Darkwoods. I definitely want to see Darkwoods. If they pick something else, it's understandable. They're probably not as comfortable with Darkwoods, who's a predator, new map. If these teams have been around for a long time, they might have been practicing for all those maps and such. But the ones that are older and the ones that are more familiar with might be their comfort ones.
Mm,
Mhm.
you probably are right with that. Um, seems like they did their first ban here. They banned Moonlit from
Hmm.
Team Iron Thorns.
Iron Torrent, yeah. Team
Oh,
Ori Torrent's been Moonlight. That means they don't want a bigger map. Probably they don't want Lakeside Village either. Just they can only ban one map, so it's just you either ban Moonlight or Lakeside Village. You don't want a longer map. You want probably a smaller one. Dark was actually a smaller one than Moonlight and Lakeside. They're known for being like the two biggest maps in the game. So there's still a possibility. I'm still defending the Dark Woods pick.
I mean, yeah, I mean, hopefully people still remember. I don't think we have seen Darkwoods yet in this tournament.
Yes, I don't think many people actually remember it exists. It's surprising enough. Has been out for a while.
Oh,
Never mind. Oh my god! Am I the seer or have they just been listening to what I'm yapping and rambling about?
you might be foretelling the prophecy.
Okay, so we're having Darkwoods for round 3. Thank you so much for picking Darkwoods and keeping us entertained and on our toes.
Indeed. It seems like the
Okay,
Iron
so we
Throne
have.
survivors will be
Mhm.
going first this time. Oh, they've been going first actually. Hold on. They went first last time. Apologies.
Yes, they did. They actually did in the previous round specifically. They went against Fat Chest Hunter, went Wax Artist with this was only, and still picked up the 4K. Pretty impressive and such an off map for Wax Artist. I mean, it's a hospital. I also feel about getting 4K in a hospital with from Team Aratarns. Not something you see every day. So I have been very excited. I mean, just commenting all these matches. I have been getting some unexpected results. I was not expecting for them to get such good results with those characters in such a survivor-sided map, which was pretty great.
Indeed, I've been having a lot of fun getting to watch these matches up close and just getting to just talk about what comes up first things first. Honestly, uh, I enjoyed it. Thank you for letting me commentate with you. I know this wasn't originally
Yes,
the plan. I don't even know if we were supposed to be the original commentators for today.
I was not. I was not supposed to commentator either.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Neither was I, but you know, some things happen and last things last, so we're just gonna make it work with what we can. So thank you everybody who's still with us actually. To shout out to all
Yes.
32 people still holding on with us and hanging out with us this very late evening to see these teams head on, honestly.
Thank you very
Um
much for supporting them too. I mean, they're pretty happy with your support. I mean, I'm pretty sure when you play in a tournament, you want people to see you and people to support you.
yes. I I
Mm-hmm.
will have to agree with you with that.
More like
Just a quick
more insider knowledge. I was supposed to play Shotgun. I was actually not supposed to commentate. I was supposed to stop for this matchup, but not as a commentator.
I was also originally supposed to just be
Oh
a
my god.
referee. So, but so we still end up working together, but it's okay.
Exactly. We're still in the same
Um,
ship, but different positions.
Different positions, same boat.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Just a quick reminder to everybody. Global bans here. Let me write them down. The hunter no longer can play Dream Witch or Wax Artist. The survivors can no longer play. Enchantress, First Officer, Meteorologist, Gardener, Puppet, Antiquarian, Psychologist, and the Seer. So we will not be seeing them for the foreseeable future in their
Mhm.
respective teams.
Okay, so Owen Thorns cannot pick the survivors. The hunter from Team Fat Show is picking banning actually mechanic and gatekeeper. We have talked about them before. We can just repeat bot body blocking, bot is such a strong item, blah blah blah. I mean just bot is a very strong item. You don't want to see it as a hunter. I think it's just a very standard thing right now.
Ooh, they did also ban a Goatman and a Hullabaloo. Actually, did you just go over that? Sorry, I was like trying to go back to the to the team chat.
Don't worry, don't
Oh, my
worry.
apologies.
We having a lanternist and an embalmer pick. Embalmer just for the ties, which is I believe it's pretty surprising. I mean, they're probably trying to go for ties with the survivor's side. They kind of need it. I mean, the survivor's gonna have to be the how do you put this, the tiebreakers. Like if the Honda's like a team with too many 4Ks, you have to have the survivors to be the tiebreakers. So having the embalmer, having the lanternist, and having the prisoner for the cipherish might be the case. Like might be the key actually. I would put is a better word just by saying it's the key for for solving the situation.
Indeed, it seems like yeah, I can see it. Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with you here. They're definitely trying to go for still want to go for a win, but they're also gonna try to get eliminate that tie streak that they have going on. Double
Yes,
decoder, a very
the
pretty
faraway
decent support here, and also we have Lanternus, who's also pretty strong in support as well. Um,
I'm surprised over the composer ban. You don't always see composer in tournaments, and also him ban is so unusual. I mean, banning composer doesn't really remind me of anything. Composer's kind of a weak character. Maybe you want to play a clerk and you're scared of his speed boost. I think that's only the character. The only character kind of reminds me that might get scared of composer. Not only Cypherish, but also the speed boost it can get.
hmm, honestly,
Hmm. I mean, the meta hunters definitely don't suffer from composer. The only hunter from the meta who kind of suffers from composer is Ivy because he can get away from the 100 corrosion with the
hmm
full presence. Just can get away from the full presence ability. It's like the only niche thing composer can do against the meta. Overall, he's just a very weak character, I would say. Even though he got he got buffed, but all the hunters that are in the meta right now, they have dash abilities. They have something to catch up with. So it's just composer doesn't do much against that.
yeah, unfortunately not. But it does seem we have our someone has their build name as LOL. Oh,
QS.
okay, we'll say QS.
Okay. I understand because it's a Cypher's heavy team company kind of want to abnormal the Cyphers and stop them from being popped so fast. With a hunter who has abnormal in their own kit, such as QS. I mean, he can just map pressure so well, and also the having such a great kiting abilities. For example, prisoner and embalmer are weak. Really weak kiters. Her lady is still a pretty strong kiter, but she has to be careful with that impulsive.
Indeed, yeah. And then, as you mentioned already, just QS is, yeah, it's a pretty good counter. He can close the distance with his ability. I forgot the name of it, and it'll probably come up to me
Trajectory.
after I said that. Yeah,
I
trajectory.
usually call it
Um,
trajectory, yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, with the trajectory. Um, and then not to mention that other one that also like steals
The
the
cue
soul of
ball.
the survivor.
The cue ball. I usually call it the
Yeah,
yoinking ball. I call it the
the
yoinking
younger.
ball. The
I say it sucks
yoinkers.
your soul, but I probably can't say that. So even though I just did, but nonetheless, we'll have the Fire Lady on. We'll have like actually Fire Lady and the Prisoner will both have Flywheel and Knee Jerk. The Embalmer will have Tide and Knee Jerk, and then the Lanterners will also have Tide and Flywheel. So there's not a single BT in this composition right now.
They definitely want to go for a really odd strategy. I understand because to be a tiebreaker, you have to go for something odd. You have to surprise a hunter. You have to do something different and special to get out of the tie streak.
Indeed,
And
and you're
also,
obviously continue.
go ahead. You know,
No,
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 go
no,
ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go
no.
ahead.
I insist. I insist.
I want to hear your thought process.
I forgot. Don't worry.
Oh, I was gonna talk about like how Embalmer's in metal and they might want him to take the kite because he can just self-rescue himself. Although he has Tide Turner, which is pretty odd to me.
Man, doesn't he already have built-in Tide Turner when he coffins somebody?
Yes. Like yes, he does have Tide Turner himself. It's like 8 seconds. Like just letting him build Tide Turner. But like bringing him with Tide Turner and spawning him in Willow is kind of a risky strategy, I believe. Like having him with Tide Turner, no full kite, just spawning in Bomber middle against a QS too. It's kind of risky.
I guess we'll have to see what the plan here with the Q is. This is round 3, first half. He's gonna spawn that coffin instantly, and it's just gonna try his best to transition away from it.
If she gets spotted by this QS so early into the game, the game has barely started. The stars have barely gotten the ciphers. Let's see if he loses the mind game, and he vaults into the hunter to get this needed speed boost. Oh, the kind of I think the rotation from this embalmer is not the best. It can just rotate into a hunter spawn.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they remembered where the hunter had gone or anything. Because yeah, they ran directly into the hunter.
Yes.
Very odd transitioning, but nonetheless, he does it okay.
Oh,
Good,
wins the mind
nice.
game right now. That's good. I mean, the first mind game was lost, but it's not over until it's over. You can still win the other mind games. Getting some speed was over here from the trajectories. Trying to get catch up to Embalmer. Cue ball should be available right now, and that's the case. Yeah, the yoinking ball yoinks Embalmer. He goes down to the yoinking ball. Blink has not been used. Ciphers are okay-ish. I mean, they have a prisoner, they have a fire lady. They will be climbing very, very fast. There's no cipher pressure going through right now, but so far, he has been placing some trajectory lines in the area. Not really on the ciphers, but I think very, very soon it will be the case. Let's see. With the map pressure a little bit. I forgot the fact that Mbom was profiting himself. For a second.
Seems wow, that was some pretty good timing from the QS here, who just happened to just that bubble popped and immediately after it got hit down, meaning that the Bobber doesn't
Yeah.
really have a chance here.
I mean, he was kind of close to his coffin. I don't know if it is a good choice to have himself rescue so close to the coffin against the QS2 can just ball all his way towards the coffin in middle too. It was such a weak area with the blink available. I mean, he did force out the trade with a good part. The coffin managed them to get the trade out. And Lone has tried to get this second rescue.
Holy control on that trajectory though. He was just out here zooming around, and that's kind of how I expected most QS to play, if I'm being honest.
Trying to get the double down to Lantern is not able to. The Kabbalah tries to summon a coffin. Doesn't really matter. I mean, he cannot use a coffin for himself, only for his teammates. And he probably will go down very, very soon. I mean, he's kind of stuck in this area, trying to win some mind games. It's still an embalmer. He does not have a early place to transition. He doesn't have any fire, which just goes down over here to cue ball, putting some pressure on this pallet.
We do have to know there's only 2 ciphers left, and well, fortunately because of that ability that it built in abnormal with that it was just ability, it did put down that cipher a little bit, not too much. It was not much work that wasn't already registered. But there is one cipher at 80%, and there's another one at 19, 20, closer to 25 now. So they're doing pretty well on these ciphers. It seems like there's just now a matter of can they get a tie out of this.
I think it's very, very possible with their team comp. They have a heavy Cypher's team comp. And the no BTs though, it might just bite them in the back. The only Sarah with a health injury, just Lanternus had to go for the rescue. The other two Sarahs were decoders. They're pretty safe. They're chilling.
They are, but unfortunately that does put the more ideal rescuer here would be the prisoner because that Farrell does have a nerf or debuff when it comes to rescuing. She just has it's really slow on rescuing. It does seem like he's gonna chair on that prisoner cipher though.
That's
Or
good
near
for
it,
Zane. I
not
mean, the
on
prisoner just has to, yeah. I mean, the prisoner has to rescue, so cherry near the prisoner might be the best decision for these survivors. Having the Farley able to decode, he just has to have to rescue anyway, so we're just gonna see the getting forced out to be early.
Pretty unfortunate, which just put Farah at a wow, that range.
That was enough to down this Lanternus again. No rebounds available for her, which is pretty unfortunate for these survivors. They have to try and have the Farley rescue the last time. She doesn't have BT, so if she does get Tear Shock over here, it might be for the worst. Will they just pop? They just pop. Surprising.
That might probably been the best case scenario here. Nobody has borrowed time.
They are very,
It's
very
just
scared
matter.
of Tear Shock. So scared of Tear Shock, they decide just go for the one out, the guaranteed one out by having the Cypher pop, and he has to choose between the Fire Lady, the Chair, and the Prisoner. The Prisoner is trying to code the gates. He just has to guarantee that one out to be the tiebreaker.
That's an interesting play here. Going for that one man, but not potentially for the draw here, because I mean
Yeah, just give up. I mean, whenever you have no BTs and like so many characters, you just usually will just want the one out. Like it's usually just a guaranteed one out team comp. Doesn't really give you a tie, just like a tiebreaker within whenever you have like too many 4Ks. Like too many 4Ks, you want to tie break, just go with the team comp with no BTs. Like everyone's suey, just guarantee that one out. Like your only goal is getting one out. You don't want anything else.
It does get them out of that 4K streak that we had going on though.
Exactly. This they were going for that. Like exactly like looking at when I was looking at all those bills and looking at the team comment whatsoever, I was like, okay, they want to be the tiebreaker, they just want to do something different and special. Of course they'll probably not get the tie with us, but they can still do pretty well. And the Hunter decided to go with QS to counter the Steam comp. They were still fast enough to decode the ciphers, despite the first guy being so short. They still have the Embalmer, they could force out the traits, the Titaners still did their job in about time for the ciphers to be decoded. The cipher was just so optimal that Kiwis could not do much but stop them from getting a tie, but rather, I mean, they got the one escape anyways.
There's nothing more for me to add. Honestly, you summarized everything pretty well here. I don't know if they would have wanted to do anything different. They just wanted to keep the scores different out of the normal 4K that we've been having here.
Exactly.
Um,
They just went for
both
that. I
sides.
mean, how they put this, the Cypher Pop was very smart on that side. I mean, just to guarantee the one out, you kind of just popped over there. The Hunter has to choose one thing: camp the chair, camp the one of the gates, camp the other gate, whatever our lady was closer to. They just split the gates and they could guarantee the one out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that was probably literally the smartest game plan with this. Something else I wanted to say, but I kind of forgot about it. Maybe I'll say it later. If I remember.
You do forget. I mean, I cannot remember. I do not know what you wanted to say.
No. It was a different thing. It was it was about because you were talking about also about like some of the matchup summary, and I think I wanted to just compliment the teams. They were both doing really strong, pretty well as well.
Yes. I mean, the survivors were so good on that strategy to get the one out, I believe. It was a perfect strategy. I agree with it perfectly. I mean, they went for that one out and they actually got it. I have to commend them for that. And I do say, Team Iron Thorns Hunter needs a 4K over here to get the win, guaranteed win. If it's a 3K, it's a guaranteed overtime. If it's a tie, it's a win for Team Fat Shots.
Yeah, pretty. The pressure is on now. Now, do you want to get that 4K to win, or do you want to get? Don't don't get the 3K to go overtime, please. Just no.
It's good, yeah.
But
I mean, you were
it,
commenting for a match with the round three in a previous set, so I understand. You probably want to go to Hongsu Mimi or something like that.
a little bit, but I think everybody at this point is tired and everybody wants it's late. Some of us are up a little later than usual. Um, I think
Yeah,
our
yes,
yeah.
that's true. Although it's Sunday tomorrow and a lot of people don't work on Sunday, if you do work on Sunday, my condolences. It's horrible to work on Sunday. I feel bad for you. But most of people don't work on Sundays. It's usually their day off. Like most establishments are closed and whatsoever. So having to sleep late on a Saturday doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
You just
But so
yeah, it's just like one of those days you can kind of just forget about your sleep schedule and go sleep late.
indeed. But
Mm-hmm.
we'll get into round two here. Oh no, this is round three. My apologies.
Um,
Round two, second half. My apologies. That's what I
yes,
meant to say.
second health. Don't worry, don't worry. We have a Seer Mechanic Man again. This kind of reminds me of Single Hunter. Usually Mechanic is just very strong. Okay, bot everything. I mean, bots mechanic. The bot a strong item. I'm talking like a robot right now because that's what I usually say every time.
Well, she does have a bot, so
Yes.
they did also ban that Goatman and Peddler. They do not want to see that Peddler catching up to anybody.
Yeah.
Those just Goatman. We all know Goatman at this point. I don't think anybody wanted to see Goatman anyways.
Mm-hmm. I don't think the survivors nor the viewers nor me nor you because I mean Goatman has been spammed all the time before like the 1 year 2 years and not only in prom comp but also in new like I mean any tournaments too like we see him all the time we kind of want some change and want to see something else like definitely
Indeed.
I mean whatever gets you a result gets you a result so if you want to go Goatman you go Goatman to get to the 4K the 3K you want but of course, as a viewer, you want a new hunter, for example, Queen Bee, because Queen Bee has a new hunter in the summer. Queen Bee's not banned in this matchup, so you can go Queen Bee instead, right? Wink wink.
Not totally not trying to hint to play a Hunter specifically.
Okay, so we having a forward and archer band, no support. The Thunder does not want those harassers to come through, and the team comes in Lanternist, Prisoner, the Journalist, and Explorer having double decoder too. They're also going for the same strategy with double decoder. In round 3, you kind of see that a lot. And Journalist is the rescuer, and Lanternist is the support slash kiter.
Someone's build is called Tongue. Tongue Sahur.
I think they also brought the tongue build before, and I just completely ignored it because I don't want to like I don't want to seem like I have a little brother and he kind of just cheers with me all the brain rot. I'm into that new gen stuff. Like I guess I do understand the new gen stuff, but at the same time I'm way too old for it.
Oh, it's okay. I also have younger brothers, and that's the only way I'm looped in into the other stuff.
Literally.
So, but honestly, it seems like they're gonna go with the same strat here. The only difference is that journalist, which can pull off rescues a little bit easier if nothing gets in the way.
Mhm.
Um, man, do we expect another QS, or what do we think we'll expect here?
I mean, QS, yes, of course, I do expect a mirror match with a QS or a Queen Bee. Wink, wink, Queen Bee. I okay,
Oh,
never
okay.
mind. It's the other meta hunter that I was not expecting in Darkwoods. Okay, Opera Singer does have a kind of a trouble dashing with no presence. But when she gets that cape, she can just zoom around Darkwoods. I don't disagree with this pick. Of course, it's gonna be hard unless the survivors kind of mess up with your kitings because upper senior is all about you have a good kiting route, you have everything in your favor, and you get a good tie, a good result. But if you don't have a good kiting route, you get caught out in the open and surprised by her coming after you, you just get down pretty fast because she's still a speed demon.
Especially with that good ping, honestly, it's just scary all around. You'll never see it coming, honestly. Um,
Upper senior is just one of those hunters like you just need a kiting route. You need a good kiting route. There's nothing else behind it. Just a good kiting route, a good rotation, and also knee jerk. And looking at these builds, they don't have as many knee as that.
yeah, we are gonna see the prisoner with flywheel and borrowed time, journalist with borrowed time and tide. Lantern is with Flywheel and Tide, and then last but not least, we'll see the Explorer with Tide and Knee Jerk.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I do
I think this
think
was
looking at the spawns, either the person will try to stop the explorer doing his own things. I mean, you can just get the pages so fast. But if she doesn't want to deal with the gimmick, she'll go after a prisoner.
yeah, she's between both decoders. Honestly, I feel like if she's able to spot that uh Explorer, it'd probably be better for the Explorer, but he can just be so tiny and hide around and waste so much time if she decides to stick with it. So I will agree with you here. It's probably best for her to go after this not
The
Explorer, this
prisoner.
prisoner. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, the explorer just you want to deal with the gimmick. You're confident dealing with the gimmick of an explorer. If you have practiced a lot against explorer, you can probably do it. Although opera singer has this one demerit, I say, when you're dashing, you don't really look onto the floor like as much as that because you're trying to be so fast. You don't have time to look down. Which I mean, I've seen that before in pro comp when opera singer is just dashing so much and they never saw the explorer right under her feet. I mean, if that happens in the situation, I would not be surprised.
Oh, we'll just have to wait and see what she does. I mean, it's been a little bit unexpected on both sides where we'll be like, oh, we'll predict that they'll go after this hunter, this survivor, and then they actually go the quite opposite if it wasn't like super obvious.
Exactly. And let's see, does she want to deal with the gimmick or she wants a prisoner? She wants a prisoner. Okay, no gimmick's gonna be played over here. Also, we're seeing a very pretty A tier from the Psychologist Essence. Oh, the first
Already
stun comes
used
through. Mm-hmm.
delay the hit there. So, but unfortunately, it did not really work out for too long. He's already got hit here. She managed to just use a shadow back and hit him. Here he's
Yeah, the
gonna vault
shadows was on
across.
point. Dropping all those shadows around that palette was so beneficial for her because if he walked back into it, he'll just go down. And he goes down so fast! Look at the ciphers, they're so low.
There's only two ciphers. I'm assuming that the explorer is probably looking for some pages to decode some ciphers. It's
It's
kind
only
of a tough
50%
spot.
page though. It only has a 50% one. It's not really enough to keep the ciphers going. It's to be reminded the blink was not up even yet. I mean, it's only up now. The person just didn't do a long enough kite.
This is definitely
I
gonna force
feel like,
that journalist to come rescue.
I'd say like his kiting route was definitely not the best because you want to try and stick up with the trees area and not to go away from it. And the journalist gets stuffed! I was spiking and she just got stuffed. Did she not use...
But
Wait, did she use a doofy? I was
I
kind of
think she
disappointed.
used the wrong doofy.
Oh,
I think she
she
was
didn't
gonna
use a
try to.
rescue doofy.
She didn't use a
Let's
rescue doofy, and I think, and I'm more a bit surprised because she had the
yes.
window to rescue, even
Me
without the
too, but
doofy.
I was just talking about the prisoner routing, like completely ignoring the fact because I thought she would get the rescue with the doofy. Like it's just standard journalist things. But she did miscalculate and use the doofy on the pallet. The journalist has to try and get the rescue, and she does manage to get the rescue. It's a farm and the prisoner. Oh my god. This means
And it's
already out of the
unfortunate.
game, and it's still so early into it.
It's quite unfortunate because he is dead on chair. He'll just be sent back to the manor here. The journalist has been healed to half health, and there are four ciphers remaining. Two of them being at 50%, so basically three ciphers. If you want to merge them together, but it's still not enough. I mean, that was very quick and that's pretty much expected from that opera singer, which she teleports to the lantern is here.
Just so unfortunate, I mean, from the survivor side. Oh, and she does get hit through the freeze frames. It's very, very unfortunate. She doesn't pull back it on time. Everything is so fast, you can just not react to it.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Okay.
Opera Singer speed through these pallets. She was assuming with the full presence. The Lanterns couldn't really do much. She just get tear shock on the pallet. But she might get basemented. Let's see if Opera Singer decides to go for it. Never mind, she just tries to go for map pressure. Trying on the journalist. Oh, she's Doofy over here. Oh, they send the Explorer to send the Explorer to rescue instead. My bad.
Fortunately, that is the only thing that they can do unless he decides to use the doofy, but that would put her in a very vulnerable position here because I mean she's already half health, so
Definitely, it's gonna be hard for her to rescue from this. The Explorer might try to help her out. Although they're sending her to decode a new cipher, I believe, yeah, she's already decoding a new cipher, getting out the middle area. The Explorer can just pop it with his page. He does have a 61% page, and decided to map pressure instead, knowing that the Lunge is gonna get rescued after half. And she does a backflip backhook, actually. So Hunter is out at the minute too. She got rescued after half, but I'm not sure if they wanted to rescue her after half. Looking at these ciphers, she's in a really rough position. This looks like a 4K so far.
It does look like a 4K position for this hunter. I mean, dungeon is spawned right around that jungle gym area here. They are still missing ciphers. I mean, the cipher that journalist is working on is a little over 90%. There's another cipher that has 50, but they're still missing a whole one cipher. So they could try to play for the
No.
one man, but unfortunately, this journalist just gets hit down after popping the cipher. This is just really rough right now.
I would say she doesn't have the percentage trait that if after you pop a cipher you get a bubble, which is kind of unfortunate because she did have it. She would not go down instantly.
No, and she'd actually like be able to maybe try to kite around that too, but that's just unfortunate here.
Yeah, she didn't bring it. I think most of ours now bring that. If you kite, I mean, does she have any kiting build? Let me see. She decided to have healing build. Okay, she decided to bet on more healing build. She was not really able to get the same thing as you usually see. I mean, the small bubble to help you pop the cipher when the hunter's approaching you.
This boy is just hiding behind the cage out here. Um, she really wants to find this explorer,
Mhm.
which just to avoid that for one man and avoid going into overtime, which is very crucial here. Uh, if they want
Did she see the
to,
explorer? She see the explorer right now.
she's called
Oh my
explorer.
god. After all that zooming and dashing, she was finally able to spot this explorer, which is very commendable. It's so hard to find this tiny man whenever she's in a tiny form. It's just so hard.
Ooh,
And he goes
ooh,
down to
this,
vaulting this pallet. Opportunity just way too fast. The journalist does have pick up. She might just steer a chair over here. She's confident enough on getting this journalist down on time.
I think she is. Or she's probably just gonna use oh
Hmm.
no.
Never mind. Just trying to slug things out. Try and go as you want the 4K. It's understandable it's a tournament. You probably just want to get the 4K and end things here. I mean, this Rare team is just a very rough position. You just want to get your team to get a win and go home and go to sleep, probably.
Probably. I mean, that's literally all or nothing with this 4K here.
Will we
Um,
go to
but
overtime or will
oh,
the service pull the one out? I mean,
he did
the
not.
counter actually pull the 4K. I meant to say the opposite thing. My brain's already getting mushed.
It's okay. It's literally so late. It's oh, and he does find a journalist here. Oh, but she misses
Why?
the Orpheus here. Oh no.
It's so hard. I mean, the person is so fast. It's just so hard to time your doofies. You just have to be so accurate with it. And if your reaction times, your ping is not correct. And she just TP to explore. She does see him from far away. And of course, he goes down immediately. Just trying
Unfortunately,
almost. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
the journalist didn't bleed out enough to just die instantly and go to the dungeon, which means they do this. Opera singer, in fact, gets this 4K and it sends back to the manor the explorer. Wowie. Okay,
That's the win
that
for
was
Team Iron Thorns.
congratulations to
Amazing
Iron Storms.
display of opera singer skill. I mean, it was such a fast opera singer.
So it was so fast. It was so
Mm-hmm.
wow. Okay, that was some very intense matches. Congratulations to Iron Thorns and good games, honestly, from both sides, both from Fat Juds and Iron Thorns, survivors and hunters. Those were some really intense matches. It was neck to neck up until the end.
Exactly.
Nobody was trying to die without fighting and honestly just continuously fighting. That's I applaud to both teams no matter what.
Exactly, until the very end, which we had a tiebreaker, which is, I mean, That one specific team comp, a very risky team comp with the double decoder, embalmer in middle, the lanternist, no specific rescuer. Kind of just brought him back with the one escape. So definitely Team Orion turns out something, a really good strategy going behind everything to give it a tiebreaker. I do think the Team Patches fought really, really hard. I think the first kite from the prisoner might have been the biggest thing it kind of just brought their doom, and also the journalists failing the rescue. It is very, very important again. Getting those rescues through is so important. You kind of have to guarantee the first rescue at least, so the matchup doesn't go all down for you guys. Just it's so important to rescue. Like treasury rescuers, I would just cheer them for getting for to get those really safe rescues and really good rescues, because rescuing is just a really hard role, and not everyone wants to take it.
Indeed, and honestly, it was pretty close even after coming back, because that game plan of having the journalist bleed out to get the dungeon, uh, it almost worked out. Honestly, it's just a slight miscalculation. You are supposed to be a little what's it call it? You're supposed to bleed out a little bit longer for
Mhm.
that. I believe it's supposed to be like what? It's 25% every time you get hit, so closer to like a quarter of health left, if not more, or
Mhm.
not more, less than that, it probably would have instantly bled out the journalist, and potentially gotten
Yes.
that dungeon escape. But I also heard that the dungeon also just takes a little while to open after a couple
Yes.
adjustments there.
It does. Whenever a
So
server bleeds out, it's just it takes a little bit slower. It only opens really fast whenever the servers get out of the gate. It needs to be a gate escape. It cannot be just bleeding out, getting out. Getting sent back to middle in the chair. It has like a few seconds, maybe like 5 seconds or something like that to get open. So that was the enough window for the hunter to find the survivor and down the explorer.
indeed, oh, that was a lot of that was a lot of information to come through. A lot. These were pretty speedy matches. I won't even lie to you. Even if
Don't
like
worry.
Opera Singer obviously was super fast, but like they had that cipher rush and that like control on
Mhm.
those hunters like pretty strong, and it was just pretty quick on my opinion.
I would say so.
Um,
Yeah. I agree. I mean, the hunters didn't take as much of a time to get the results they needed and the results they wanted, and also the survivors were really fast at cipher rushing overall. I mean, the one match we saw, the one escape in, the survivors just cipher so well. I would say just have to commend the survivors for cipher rushing so well and using the double decoder match. The double decoder team comp to its best potential.
indeed.
Mm-hmm. So
Anything
I
else you want
think.
to say potentially?
Oh, you want to say anything else? I don't want to say anything else. I think
No, no,
I just
no.
wait. Huh?
No, 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 no,
What?
no, no, no. I'm not rushing you or saying that it's because you're saying they're talking. No, I don't mind you talking at all. I was
No,
just
no,
more of like, oh, well, anything else because we probably will end up
no.
wrapping up here shortly.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Um,
I don't think I have anything else to say. Good night, everyone. I know it's pretty late for everyone. Doesn't matter your time zone's already getting late, or getting really early. I mean, in EU, it's right now like 6 a.m., 5 a.m. for people in EU. Good morning, guys. Good morning, guys.
good
Welcome to the
morning.
tournament. It's already ending for today. And good night for everyone else in different time zones. Thank you so much for playing here. Team Fatches and Team Iron Thorns. Congratulations on the win, Team Iron Thorns. Good luck in the rest of the tournaments. And good luck in the different tournaments you try to join, Team Fat Shows. I hope to see you guys around. And yeah, that's it for me, Koneko. And this was yeah, I think
And I'm Sin. Thank you guys
I'm
for
not sure like what I
watching.
should be calling you now because I'm used to calling you by your old user. So I'm actually not. I do not know what to call you
It's
now.
okay. It's okay. You could just call me by Sid. It's okay. If everybody who
Okay.
knows me would say Pluto, so
Yeah, I
but
usually
thank you
call
guys
you
for
Pluto
watching.
before. Like, usually call people to before, but it's Sin right now in the commentaries. I did not know. I'm sorry, but
It's okay.
I mean, bye
No, it's okay,
bye.
no worries. Bye guys. Thank you guys for watching.